Ladybugs. Okay, so I have a new camera, which kind of freaks me out, but I think I'm good. It's the one that Lisa has. So, hold on, let me do my thing, and we'll get started. We're gonna make some blue tags. Those blue tags were a huge hit. You know, I don't do a lot of blue. Blue's not my jam, but these things were super popular, and I do kind of like a pale blue, so I'm all right with it. So let me just get this up on. There I am. It's official. I'm on Facebook. Say hi when you get here. Um, Let me just get my. Say hi when you get here. Um, Hold on. Let me just get my. You got to go through all this stuff. Okay, I turned my sound down. So, okay, a lot going on for me today, you guys. So I'm a little scattered, but I'll try to get it together. Hi, Mary. Okay, so here we go. Hi, Christina. Hi, Emma. Robin's here. Hi, Carol. Carol. Okay, so these blue tags, they've just created such a stir. And really, you know what? I was cleaning out my space the last 2 days, like a big purge. And my husband was out here helping me, and not helping me. He was doing most of the work. And during that, I would sit down and do little things. And that's when I came up with this one. I just kind of worked on it just little bits at a time, and not really thinking really that much about it, And who knew? Who knew it was going to be so popular? Let me say hi to a couple of peeps. Hi, Carol from North Carolina. Robin's here. Hi, Lori. Catherine. Oh my goodness. Catherine, I've been seeing you in so long. You've been so busy globetrotting. Catherine's in her new home, and I'm so glad to see you here, Catherine. Thanks for being here, doll. I know you got better things to do than watch me. Okay, so let's talk about a few things that we're going to use. We're going to use some scrapbook paper that is easily 20 years old. I have no idea where it came from. Okay. I'm going to use some images. I thought this was scrapbook paper too, because it was like in my files. And this is not scrapbook paper. This is paper images that I bought on Etsy. So I'll put a link for that. So I was wrong about that. Hi, Francis. You're not late, doll. We just started. Hi, Linda. We're going to use something from Holly Lane. Listen, Holly Lane is on sale for 10% off today in my shop. Okay, for 24 hours. It's on sale. So if you need a Holly Lane, today's the day to get it. Catherine, can I ask you to put a link, my darling? Because I forgot to put a link in the title. I got a lot in my head right now. Oh, Francis, thank you for the stars. That's awful nice. I forget about stars. I have to set up my account with Facebook, because I forget about them. But thank you so much. That's very nice of you. So, hi, Chris. Chris is here. So here, I'm so excited about my camera. This is the camera that Lisa has, and oh man, it's so good, you guys. So I'm going to angle you down, and we're going to get started. Okay, so here we go. I'm a little scared. It's my first time. It's my maiden voyage with my new camera. So I have to look at the side of it to see, because I can angle you down like this, and then wait for it. It gets better. Hold on. Look. I'm so happy. And if I'm not mistaken, that is crystal clear. Is it not? That is so crystal clear. So let me just get it in the right place. Yeah. Okay. I know, right, Catherine? That's such a great picture. Oh, look at that picture, you guys. And wait a minute, it gets better. It gets better. Watch this. Well, it's supposed to zoom. Darn it. Oh, rats. Why isn't it zooming? Let's put the light on. Maybe it only zooms with the light on. Well, that stinks. Huh. Maybe I got a bad one. Anyway, there's my, I really want it to zoom because like it can get you like, look at the clarity on that. That's just crazy good. Why isn't my zoom working? Because I'm hitting the wrong button. Told you. Told you. Hi, Tracy. Catherine, you're right. I wasn't already Zoom, but there's an in and out button, Catherine. And so, okay, so I'm new to this camera, you guys. But look at this. Look how close you can get. Oh my goodness! Like we are going to have some up close stuff going on, you guys. I'm super excited about this. This just made all my classes so much better. I'm very, very happy about this. So let's get this in the right place and let's just, hi, Katharina. Let's, Chris, I did it. Let's get our camera in the right spot because I don't feel like it's in the right spot just yet. Oh, you guys, look at that. You just don't even know how happy I am about this. I'm so happy about this. So look, I have let's get even further away. I think to get further away, I have to go up and then down. There, that's even further away. So you can look at those while I'm yammering, okay? There, you can look at those while I'm yammering. Okay, so I'm going to put the link where you can get these images, and I paid for them on Etsy. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, so you can, hi, Valerie. Oh, Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Sandy. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but if I missed you, I'm sorry. And I'm happy that you're here. Okay, let's get started. We got a lot to do. Take a deep breath, Victoria. These images I bought on Etsy in a Christmas pack. I have to put some lotion on my hands because they're dry as heck. In a Christmas pack, and I'm going to put all the links for everything in my comments, but I won't be doing that till later on this afternoon because I have an appointment right after this. Okay, so I'll have to hi Priscilla. So I'll have to hook y'all up later this afternoon, probably about 3 my time. Okay, so here's what I did. I got myself the image that I wanted. And the very first thing I did was I sprayed it with coffee. I keep instant coffee in a little spray bottle and I mix it with bottled water, but I keep it in the refrigerator because it will get moldy. Okay, and I'm going to reach down under the table and spray this because I don't want it all over the place. And just to kind of darken that up a bit. And it looks way darker than it's going to be on the other end of things. And when you dry it, it gets a little bit lighter, but it still has like a really good look to it. So I'm just going to dry it. You guys, somebody tell me how the sound is. How's my sound? Hi, Sandy. So I'm just going to dry this. So that's kind of dry. Now I'm going to, you know what? I've done hot glue and molds a million times. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. There's lots of lives on my page that will show you how to do that. So I just made, oh, sounds great. Oh, you guys, I'm so happy. I've been fighting with cameras for 3 years. I finally figured it, well, Lisa figured it out, but I'm very happy. So I'm going to paint this mold. This is a hot glue mold, and I'm going to paint it with my linen ruffle, which is a paint that I make myself, okay? A chalk paint that I make myself. So I'm going to paint it because we're going to use it on this tag. And I just kind of come in with a pouncy kind of a motion like this because I want to really drive the paint down into all of the recesses. And there's lots and lots and lots of little recesses on this particular mold. This is a beautiful mold. I've used it over and over again already. Really, really like it. Hi, Catherine. Catherine had to step away. She's dealing with people at her new house, which I'm sure is gorgeous. Catherine, if you would, my love, I have the Holly Lane mold on sale for 24 hours for 10% off. If you had a moment and would throw a link up there, that would be awesome. I forgot to put a link in my title because I was so excited about my new camera. Okay, so I just want to get this painted so we can let it dry. We're going to do something very cool with this. So I think if I'm reading comments correctly about these tags that kind of came out of nowhere, there are particular things about these tags that people like. I think they like the edge treatment that I did on the tags. So we're going to really talk about that. I'm going to put this to the side to dry. So we're going to talk about that. And I did the edges of the paper. So where's my paper? So here's my paper, and it's not, see, it's just better. But wait a minute, I can zoom. See how it's just more, yeah, it's just old looking, and I like that a lot better. So let's stay right there because that's really good. Oh, yay, Micheline, I'm glad. Hi, Denise. Denise, I sent you an invoice, doll. Okay, let me get back on track. This is called a paper distressor, an edge distressor, okay? I've had it for decades. There's a little razor blade in there. I use this all the time on my tags. There's another one made by Tim Holtz. I'll put a link. It does the same thing. It just looks different. Okay, so where I started here with these is I really distress my edges, and you just kind of put this on the paper, and you can make it as severe or as subtle as you want it. I kind of like to take kind of like, you know, little big pieces out. I like to really rough this up. I think it looks really, really good on the other side. Maybe we're a little close. Yeah, we're a little close. So I'm just going to go all the way around this tag, get it nice and roughed up. Don't, oh, look, I got a big, big gouge right there. That's fine. Don't overthink it. And because you're going to print these images out yourself, because they're from Etsy, you can, you know, if you make a mistake, print another one. No big, no biggie. You guys, I'm so excited about my picture. I can't even tell you. So excited about that. So I'm just getting this all nice and roughed up. Now this piece of paper looks kind of old and time worn. It's just better. It's just better that way. Okay. That looks good to me. So that's all there is to that. Now I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to measure how big I want this to be. And there's a couple of things I want to keep in mind, okay? I want to keep in mind, thank you, Catherine. No, this is normal copy paper, like computer paper. That's all this is. regular old computer paper. Okay, you can print on cardstock, and sometimes I do, like when I'm making journals, I'll print on cardstock, so it's completely up to you. But this is just regular copy paper from your computer. Okay. Okay, Catherine found the distressor. Thanks, girl. And she put up a link for the mold. Catherine, you're the best. Okay, so there we got that. Now I'm just kind of laying out my what I want. Okay, and here's what I'm thinking. I want, of course, some of this blue paper to show because it's beautiful, and I want to bear in mind that there's glitter that I really want to show. There's not so much glitter on this bottom piece. So what I want to do is I want to put this holly all the way across the bottom of my tag, kind of like a border. So I kind of want it like that. So I'm going to take a little pencil and make a little tick mark of where I think that's good there. So I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to cut it right about there. Okay, that's going to be my tag size. And this is cardstock. This is heavy. So I'm just going to cut straight across here. And this is going to be a larger card. These other cards that I made were both 4x6. This looks like it's going to be more 3 3/4 by 6. So a little bit wider. And then I'm just going to cut here. Okay, so now I've got my backing for this. Okay, I'm also going to distress the heck out of this. And this is the cardstock, so it takes a little bit more muscle, but not a ton. Just kind of angle it and pull it across, and it digs into the paper and gives you all this like yummy goodness right here. See roughly, and when you put the gold over it, it just looks really, really cool. And the gold I use is Rub and Buff in the color Gold Leaf. That's my favorite Rub and Buff color. It's the only color I use anymore. So that's the color that I'm going to use on this. And I get it on Amazon. I buy like 3 at a time because I use a lot of it. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's here. Yeah, Tracy, it's an old scrapbooking tool. Yeah. Yeah, you can cut these molds up when you make them out of hot glue. That's one of the features I like about making them with hot glue. You can really manipulate them any way you like. I'm just going to dry this a little bit. Give it a little, listen, when you're drying hot glue molds, if you're using, like I'm using my embossing gun, you have to be very mindful that you can, no, you didn't miss a lot, Shannon. You have to be very mindful that you can melt your mold. Okay, so stay back. I stay back a good 12 inches probably. So I'm just helping that paint to dry a bit. So my idea is, Phyllis, I learned that the hard way as well. So my idea is to have this here and this here, and I want to do a border of this beautiful holly, because when we paint it, it's going to look amazing. And I feel like we should have something else kind of glittery up here. Like maybe we'll put a jingle bell, and we're going to put one of these bows up here. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll do the holly, and maybe we'll do a jingle bell from, these are from Jingle. I love these. I made a ton of these. They're so fun. They're so fun to paint. Oh, and there's all different kinds of finishes you can put on them. They're really, really good. You guys, look at my picture. I'm so happy. Okay, so here we go. That there, right now I'm just kind of in my head. I'm kind of seeing where I want things. I like that, like that. I like that, like that. I've got a little empty spot right there, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much. Maybe if I did my, no, I'm not going to worry about it too much because this is going to be all, we're going to diamond dust and we're going to gold leaf, not gold leaf, but you know, gold. So let's jump into that right now. This is, just a flat brush. I like a flat brush. Sometimes you can do this stuff with your finger. I find when I'm working on paper, I prefer the control of a brush. And here's what I do to get these yummy, yummy edges. See these edges? Here's how I get them. I grab my paper and I just start going like this. I don't overthink it. I'm just smushing some paint onto this paper. Just like this, just on the edges, just kind of let it go off the paper. I tend to pay a little more attention to my corners and just kind of run your brush with the rub and buff all along the edge of your paper, and it just gives it this old kind of crinkly situation. You can use the edge of your scissors. I never knew that. I never knew that. I never knew that. Denise, will you send me a message in Messenger, please, hon? Because I don't know when I'm going to get back to these comments. And I saw that you made a comment that I need to see, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. A little bit of on my brush, and I'm just going to drag that along the edges of my paper. Could you imagine this like on some beautiful red Christmas paper? It'd be stunning. I already have some tags with some fabulous red paper that I'm gonna make next. I love tags. You know why I like tags? I've made so many big projects in my life. Like my first couple of years, I painted furniture, and that's a huge time commitment, huge amount of work. And I find as I get on in years, I don't have the patience for a big old project. You know, I want to do something cute and little and move on to the next thing. So tags are perfect for that, for me. And you can hang these on your Christmas tree. You can tie them to, gifts. You can tie them to little baked goods that you might give out at the holidays. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with these tags. Bookmarks. So here we've got this. I want this up here, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's really, really pretty. Let's zoom because we can, and we'll look at it real close. Do you see the beautiful edges on that? And it's just so shiny and pretty. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. Okay, so, Sandy, that's a nice thing to say. Thank you. Phyllis, I hear you, sister. Denise, thank you for doing that, honey. Sending me a message because I don't want to miss what you need. Yeah, the edge is just, it's just fabulous. And look how easy that was. That was super easy, you guys. Don't overthink any of this stuff. Get in there and play. So now what I'm thinking is I want this holly to have the same look as these snowflakes. That's the look I'm going for with this holly. So literally, and we're going to do a jingle bell too. So literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rub and buff over my painted mold, okay? Yeah, Boston is on the bottom of my tag. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And I'm going to gently go against the grain over my mold, just like this, okay? Then we're going to come back and we're going to do the berries. We're going to really color in the berries. But I'm just going to do a little smattering of let's see how much of this I need, because I don't need the whole thing, so there's no sense in wasting product. I think I want it about like that and about like that. So I can see here that I want to cut that off, and because this is made out of hot glue, you need a strong pair of scissors, but you can kind of cut it out right along where you want it and make like a nice edge for yourself. And that's what I'm going to do here. Yeah, that's exactly right. And then I've got kind of that divot on this side that matches the divot on this side. Okay, so again, I'm going against the grain on my leaves, on my holly leaves, and then I'm going to come in and really make the berries. I'm going to really make those dark with the gold and really color those in. Oh, this is so pretty. Holly doesn't have to be green, in my opinion. So now I'm just making the berries with the Rub 'n Buff, getting them nice and see how they stand out. It's just, oh, it's so pretty. So it looks like I've got 3 sets of berries on here. And it doesn't matter if you go over, because the whole thing has gold on it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. Let's do our bell. Same thing with my bell. I've given it a coat. Listen, when you're making things out of hot glue, I have found no matter what you paint them with, if you're going to paint them with chalk paint, or if you're going to, hi Jill, if you're going to paint them with acrylic paint, it's better to give them a coat of off-white or white, because they're kind of translucent. And if you try to paint, like especially acrylic paint, over this translucent part, it doesn't show up. You have to put so many coats. So give it a base coat first and you'll be much happier. So I'm just going to kind of do this on my Jingle Bell. I'm going to paint the top completely, and I'm just kind of giving it a little brush. I'm going to go around the edges to kind of define it. Yeah, that looks adorable. And then I'm going to go right across this little raised part, this little kind of a band. There. So there's my bell, and that looks amazing. Now, whenever I do Rub 'n Buff, I always take a very soft, very soft cloth, and what I'll do is I'll take a paper towel and I'll give it one of these and make a part of it very, hi Kimberly, make it very soft, okay? Really soft. And you want to, oh my gosh, hey Deb, wow, there's a blast from the past. How are you, girlfriend? So this is very soft now. And with a gentle hand, I'm not scrubbing this. This is very gentle. It's more friction than pressure. You want to go across this. This is where the buff part comes in. And it brings out a luster on this stuff that is really, to the naked eye, you can certainly see it. You don't want to, it's not hard. It's more friction than anything else. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing here, especially across the little berries. I want them to really glow. You can see I'm doing a lot of friction. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. Okay, there we go. Now, my idea is to put this here and this as a border down here, which I like very much. And then I'm going to, I think, let's work on the bow, because I might try to incorporate this bell into the bow. So here's the bow situation. I use Darn it. I wish I'd have gotten that stuff out first, because now I'm not really sure where that is. Yeah, that aqua paper is gorgeous, and I don't have it, so it's very, very old. It's from, who is it from? I have the pack right here, but this is decades old. This is easy 20 years old, this pack of paper. It's a pack of paper called Casey and Company. Look, I'm going to put it here. Casey and Company. And it had all these beautiful Christmas papers in it. And I've had this easily 20 years. So I don't know, maybe you might be able to find it if you do a deep dive like on the internet or maybe eBay. I don't know. But that's what it is. And there were only like 2 sheets of it, you know, but it's got some other really pretty sheets of paper in it, some pretty red stuff that I'm going to be using. Okay, so Hug Snug, you know, I love my Hug Snug, and this is Ascot Gray. And so I'm going to cut off a piece of that. And I'm going to, oh, these tags together look gorgeous. I'm going to put it in my hand like this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of water. I don't think Hug Snug is in, I don't think Hug Snug is in business anymore. So as long as you get 100% rayon seam binding, it will do what Hug Snug does, which is get all crinkly like this, which is fabulous. And I bought some from online at Walmart in pink, and it's perfect, but it has to be 100% rayon for it to crinkle up like this when you get it wet. So there's our ribbon, part of our ribbon that we're going to use. I'm going to give it a little spritz of heat to dry it. Be careful if you dry it in your hand, because you'll burn yourself with this high heat gun. So I want it a little bit wrinkly, but I don't want it so wrinkled. Like I usually come and I'll usually kind of straighten my ends out a little bit. Because look, if they're all like jammed up like that, you know, it doesn't make a nice tail on your bow. So I kind of just straighten it all out like that. It's still a little bit damp. Okay. Yeah, so you can Google compliments of the season graphic, and this graphic will come up in Graphics Fairy, and you can print just this graphic. All of these graphics I bought in a Christmas set on Etsy, and I think it was like $4.99, and it was worth every dime. I have made so many cute things with that set of paper, and it's got tons of paper in it. So I'll put the link for that this afternoon when I get back from my appointment. So I've got this. I want this kind of, I bought this ribbon at Michael's, and it's gold, and it has a little bit of wire in it, so it's really cool. This is called, I'm not sure what it's called. I call it eyelash ribbon. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it. So I'm going to take a length of this like that, and I'm going to kind of fold it and put it behind my bow, because I think it just makes a really cool kind of a situation. Okay, so we've got that. We've got our bow. So what I do is I take this and I take this and I tie them together. So I'm going to make, I call them bunny ears. The mold I'm using is Holly Lane, and I have it on sale for 24 hours in my shop, the oolalashop.com, for 10% off. Okay, so if you still need one of those and haven't gotten one yet, today's a good eyelash yarn. Is that what I said, Kimberly? What did I say? Eyelash yarn. I think I said eyelash ribbon. Okay, eyelash yarn. That makes more sense. So I'm just going to tie myself a bow. Like that. When I tie a bow, I leave this middle part loose until I get my bunny ears the way I want them. Okay, so this is very, very loose here right now. And then what I do when I think I have what I want, let's, thank you, Catherine. Oh, I was right. Yay, yay me. Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, so now I'm just going to measure stuff. So if I have this here, and I have this little beauty down here, which I could not love more, but it's going to get better because we're going to bling it up. And then let's see how my bow fits. And what I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm thinking I might angle my jingle bell right under my bow, but then I'm going to cover up a lot of my wording, and I don't really want to do that. So I might put him over to the side. He may not make the cut. We'll have to see. He might not make the cut. He may not make the team. We'll have to see how this evolves, okay? So here's my bow that I'm kind of zhuzhing into place, okay? I'll take and put my fingers in here like this and get that nice and like that. I like that very much. And you can take and you can, like make this part come out of the top. I spend a lot of time fussing around with bows, you guys. Bows are one of my favorite things. And you can really make them look exactly the way you want. Okay, so let's commit to that. And I'm going to just give a little kind of a sideways trim there and a bit of a, these scissors are so sharp, I've cut myself with them before, a little bit of a sideways trim there. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I've got this and this. I've got this. Let's do, and see this, I'm just going to kind of bunch up and I'm going to put behind that. Ugh, it's just stunning. It's so soft and so pretty. And real, I hate to say it, but this aqua paper is really what makes it sing. But, there's lots of aqua paper out there. And you can always like zhuzh up your own aqua paper, with diamond dust or whatever. So Shannon says maybe angle my bow on one side. Hey, that might work. What do you guys think of that? Kind of like that. Let's see. Let's zhuzh everything up with diamond dust, and then let's marinate on that idea. Thank you, Shannon. That may be just the ticket. Okay, so now I'm going to take a brush. I wish it was cleaner. Hi, Judy. Here's a cleaner brush. Okay, I'm going to take I'm going to take a brush. And I'm going to take some Mod Podge. Okay. Yeah, the bell's kind of pretty, right? Yeah. Thank you for whoa, way too much Mod Podge. Thank you for the suggestion, Shannon. You guys, I was out here cleaning the other day and I found the most ginormous black widow. And like I almost put my hand on her. She was on the underside of a bin and she had a little nest, a little, a little feathery kind of a little bag right next to her. Ugh. I sprayed her with workable fixative. It scared the heck out of me. Okay, so here's how I do diamond dust. Sometimes I do it different ways depending. I take a brush with a little bit of Mod Podge and I just do this, okay? Not worried about full coverage. Don't really want full coverage, okay? I'm just putting a little bit of this on here, and I'm going to sprinkle. And I'm going to let it sit for a second. The Mod Podge will dry clear, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to do a little bit here as well. And then I just kind of give it a little pat with my finger to kind of make it. And then, you guessed it, I'm going to come here on, and I'm going to just put just a bit around the edge of my paper. This makes this project sing, you guys, like this. And then I'm going to sprinkle, and it'll catch just on the edges. And it's such a beautiful look. Just like that. Give a little press. Oh yeah, that's really something. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay. It's the only time diamond dust I get on Amazon. Yeah, Kimberly, everything got a spray of fixative spray, and it all went in a plastic sealed bag, and my husband did something with it. I don't know what. I don't want to know. Ugh. She was big, man. She had those big legs. She was kind of elegant looking, but yeah, I know for a fact that Black Widow bites are incredibly painful. And I was about 5 inches away from her. She was on the underside of a little tote that I was going to use for some stuff. And yipes. She could have got me, but she didn't. I got her. I got her first. I felt kind of bad killing her, but you know, painful. Like I'll take other bugs outside. You know, I won't just kill a bug just because it's in my house. You know, I'll take like nice bugs. I'll take outside, but not scorpions or something that's going to sting me and hurt me. No, you're dying. If you're in my house, you're dying. Okay. So now we've got a nice little dusting of diamond dust all over. I'm just going to, yeah, you can use that fixative spray for everything, Catherine. So I'm just kind of tapping that on. And then I'm going to put all of this, because I've used a lot, and, oh, darn it. And I'm going to put it back in the, look, here's some more papers from that stuff that I bought on Etsy. I mean, the papers are just adorable, and there's so many of them. I don't even know how many of them. There may be 10 or 12 different papers with tags, and yeah, it's really a nice little set. Or like Shannon said, you can just look on, do a Google search and find just the compliments of the season if you don't want it. Now look at that. Look at the shine. Just on the edges though. So cool. And I'm going to put all this in here so I can put it back in my, yeah, I think it's the glass kind because I've cut myself on it before. It's not German glitter glass, which I don't know what the difference is, but I don't think it's German glitter glass, but I think it does the same thing as German glitter glass, if I had to guess. So I'm just kind of getting all the loose stuff off of here. Look at that. That's spectacular. Holly does not have to be green. And then I'm just going to take this and put it back in my I put it in a seasoning shaker because it works really well. And then I'll just take and go like this, put it back inside here because I don't want to waste it. And let's see. Oh my gosh, a Black Widow on your stovetop? Yipes. You know, we have a lot of, I live in the desert, so we have a lot of scorpions. I mean, a lot of scorpions. And my husband goes out. He has this little black light headset. He looks like a miner. And he goes out and he hunts them at night and kills them. And he's so funny. It's like a big deal for him to go do that. Yeah. He hates them. Oh, I hate him too. I got stung by a scorpion once, and let me tell you what, it made me sick. It made me sick for several days, like the flu, and hurt. Oh, man, did it hurt. It really hurt. Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't want to waste this stuff. So I'm just pouring it all back in my little shaker. You guys, we're ready to put this bad boy together. It's going to be stunning. Oh, it's just so shiny. Look how shiny and sparkly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got that. Where's our bow? Here's our bow. So we're going to put this all together now. All right. Not a black widow. Yeah, scorpion. And scorpions, when you put a black light on them, they look like aliens. They glow. They're fluorescent. They're so weird, and they're very, very difficult to kill, like with any kind of bug spray or anything. They're kind of prehistoric, I think. I don't know, but they're the worst. So I just kind of fold this up like this, and then I'm going to put here's what I do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of fold it like that. Okay, you saw how I folded that. Okay, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to give it a little twist in the middle like that. And I'm going to put a little drop of hot glue on there. And I'm going to try to remember to touch it with and then I'm going to touch it with this, because I want it to be bow shaped, but I'm not tying a proper bow on it. Okay, so it kind of, look, so now it's kind of like that. It's kind of, this stuff is very feathery. It's kind of like that, kind of bow shaped. And then I can put my bow right in the middle of it, and it just looks really cool. This bow looks a little crazy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm loving my bow situation, you guys. I usually get really good bows, but this bow, I don't know. I may have to retie this guy. I don't really want to. I'm not going to. How's that? I'm not going to retie it. All right, let's put this together. So we've decided that we want to keep the most glittery part of the paper up top. So although we're going to cover it with a bow, so I don't see that it matters. Let's see how much of it shows on the bottom. If I put this here and put this on the bottom. Yeah, we'll leave it on the bottom because I know the bow is, yeah, the bow's going to cover everything. So we'll leave this more glittery. And these are snowflakes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're snowflakes. This really is stunning paper. I bet you could find something similar though. I use the edge scraper tool on everything. On all these papers. I scraped all the edges. I feathered them all with Gold Leaf Rub and Buff, and then I touched everything with Mod Podge and sprinkled what do you call this? Diamond dust. Sprinkled them with diamond dust. I mean, this is like the shiniest thing you've ever seen. It's just absolutely gorgeous. In person, these things are just beautiful. Okay, I've got a little piece of eyelash stuck there. Let's put this together. So this is going to go here. And look, see how this paper is kind of wonky? I like that. And I'm not going to like glue it down so it's like super flat. I'm just going to glue it like in the middle-ish and kind of let these edges kind of come up because I think that looks cool. And I'm going to use my 3-in-1 beacon because it won't wrinkle my paper. Yeah, absolutely, Shannon. You could use snowflakes from the Cozy stamp and dry heat emboss them and make your own aqua paper. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so this is going to come across here thusly, like that. Then I'm going to have my bow up here like that. And I think we're going to put a little jingle bell up there per Shannon's suggestion. Let's see if I like that. I do like that because I don't think I don't think if we put this in the middle, let's try it in the middle. So we've got our fuzzy stuff. We've got our bow. Let's see if I put that there. I really like that there a lot. So now we got to take a vote. Now we got to take a vote, you guys. Snowy Wyoming. Hi, Sandra. It got cold here too. I have long pants on today. I haven't had long pants on in 6 months. I kind of like this. I'm not going to lie. Kind of like that bell coming down from the middle. And I'm trying to see how much it covers up. It covers up some of the, but I can move these out of the way because I can hot glue the tails of my bow in place. And we'll still see some lettering up there. And we still have all this lettering here. Maybe if we move it down, maybe we'll lose some of the lettering at the bottom and move this up and save some of the lettering at the top. What do you think? Linda likes it in the middle. Gorgeous in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of pretty in the middle, isn't it? Middle. Yeah, I like it in the middle too. Okay, middle it is. Okay, so we're going to put this up here. We're going to commit to this paper here. And I'm going to put, now look, I'm not going all the way to the edge with this. I'm just going to kind of keep it in the middle because I want my edges to kind of curl up. It looks cool. So, and I'm using that 3-in-1 beacon because it won't make my paper wrinkle. So there, and then I just kind of touch it in the middle and my edges kind of stay up and roughly. Can you see that? They're kind of up off the paper. It's very cool. Of course you can see that because I have an amazing new camera that shows you everything. I'm so happy with my camera. This is going to make filming so much more fun for me because you guys are getting a fabulous picture. Which part of the square are you reporting from? We've got about 3 inches in share. Oh, you guys are talking about weather. Okay. Okay, so then if this goes down here, like that, and then this goes up here, and then this goes in the middle of that. So we got all kinds of fuzzy goodness going on there. And then we can make these go out of the way with hot glue. We can hot glue those in place. And then we'll just tuck the jingle bell way, way up in there. Oh yeah, look, you guys, it doesn't hide too much. What do we think? I think I like it. I like it like that. Let's go with that. Okay, I'm going in. Thanks, Micheline. I like my new camera too. I'm very, very happy with it. Very happy with it. Yeah, that looks really good. I'm looking at it on camera. That looks very, very nice. Okay, I'm going in. So I'm taking this off. I'm taking this off. I'm going to give this a little dot of hot glue. Not a ton, because this will be held down by the bow also. I'm kind of making that real fuzzy and crazy. Then I think what I'll do is I'll put I think I'm going to attach the bell to the bow. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put a little drop of hot glue on the top of my bell, and I'm going to attach my bow right onto my bell and hold it on like that. Yes. Okay, cool. So we got a little jingle bell action there. Now I've got this here. We still need to attach our holly. Oh, it's so pretty. So if we put this here, that looks pretty amazing. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put some hot glue on the bell itself. Just like that, and hold it down. And we've got a lot of wording that didn't disappear. We didn't lose anything by putting it in the center like that. I don't think. Francis, I'm going to put a link to that shop. I have an appointment right after this, and so this afternoon I'll come back and put all the links. These are kind of, you know, doubled over because of the way I folded it. So I'm going to cut them so they look more fluffy. So I have more ends, just like that. Over here. Okay. Okay. So cute. And you can tuck them behind if they get a little crazy. Just go ahead and tuck them behind. You can even put a little dot of glue back there if you feel like you need to. So see, I do small, small, small. Like, see how those are kind of, I don't like that. I want this to lay right over the top of that. So hot glue's my friend. I mean like just a smidge of hot glue there. And I'm going to lay it right over this and hold it down. I'm going to get enough hot glue. So you can make bows do anything you want them to. So there, I've got a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to pull this out and hope I don't burn myself. And then I'm going to attach that right over the top of that. See, like that. That's what I want. That's what I want. Aw, thanks, Micheline. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. You guys, I'm listing a new class tomorrow. It's the last class of the year for me. And I'm going to list it tomorrow. I did an early registration for my ladybugs that, you know, sign up for just about everything that I do, which I so appreciate, you know, that I do. And so I'm going to do the open enrollment for that class tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. It's a really cute project. See, I'm not, I fuss a lot with my bows. I want to do the same thing with that there. So I'm going to put just a little bit there, and I'm going to attach that to there like that. There. Now I've got a better bow situation, in my opinion. And I think I might even trim that a little bit. Trim and trim that piece a little bit as well. Trim. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, that turned out really good. Super happy about that. Really, really cute. Now we just have to attach this, and that's super easy. I'm just going to put some hot glue. I'll put it here so I know how much hot glue. Don't put a ton of hot glue, you guys, because it oozes. Okay, so I'm just going to go like that and go like that. Stuff is poking into my fingers. It's a sharp. It's like glass. Oh man, is that ever pretty? That turned out really, really pretty. Okay, so there she is, you guys. There, oh, so cute. You see, I didn't overthink anything. I just took a bunch of stuff and started doing stuff with it. So now it's almost like a set of 3. Let's go up even higher if I can, so I can get all 3 of them in the picture. I mean, they're just really, really pretty. This first one I did doesn't have the diamond dust on it. Okay, so these 2 are spoken for. This one I will offer for purchase. So if you want it, you can let me know in the comments. It's better to message me because I'm not going to get to those comments right away. And if you message me, I get a little, you know, ding. I get a little ding, and I know that somebody is trying to contact me. So wow, look at the sparkle on that. And look, white holly. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that's really, really pretty. I'm super tickled about that. Who knew? Blue. I never do blue. I guess I should start doing more blue, huh? All right, you guys. I think that's it for me. Yeah, door hangers with a little wire. Absolutely. Put them on your Christmas tree. Put them, tie them to a bottle of wine as a gift, especially this compliments of the season would be a great idea to put to your baked goods or whatever. It's really a gift in itself because it's intricate and, you've put some time into this. This wasn't just slapped together. There's a lot of thought behind it and you're going to invest some time in it. So it's super, super pretty. All right, you guys, hold on. I'm going to do my camera thing. All right. A little high. Hold on. Okay, so, well, there we go. We did it. That was our little offering for today. It turned out beautiful. I'll get a really nice picture and put it online. And yeah, I'm going to do, now that I have this fabulous camera that I love so much, I'm going to do some red. Yeah, I'm going to do some red stuff because I got all these red images, but we're going to do red like with the gold and the glitter. It'll be stunning. Yeah, I'm a bad influence. She's working while watching. And I'm going to guess, Buffy, that this just cost you some money. Sorry, not sorry. I like to share the obsession, right? So that's it for me today, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Ladybugs. Look for a new class offering tomorrow. I'm going to take a great picture of this. And if you want it, send me a private message, okay? Don't put it in the comments. Send me a private message so I'm sure to get it. And that's it for me today. I'm done. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. And it'll be soon, too, because I'm on a tag kick. And I want to make some red ones with gold. So bye, Ladybugs. Thank you.